Jamaica Labour Minister to meet with Canadian authorities on the working and living condition of Jamaican farm workers. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. Labour and Social Security Minister Pernell Charles said further discussions will be held with Canadian authorities on the working and living conditions of Jamaican farm workers. His comment comes on the heels of a new report from the United Nations that says that Canadian Temporary Foreign Worker Program is a breeding ground for contemporary form of slavery. He said the government will continue to ensure working conditions of farm workers are favorable and the matter will be discussed in a meeting to be held shortly. Former People's National Party councillors turned independent members in the Westmoreland, Ian Miles and Garfield James, they have now crossed the political floor to join the ruling Jamaica Labour Party. Miles, who is the councillor for the Little London Division, and James, who leads the Sheffield Division, announced yesterday that they would no longer act as independent members in the Westmoreland Municipal Corporation. And the move makes the JLP now hold a majority in the Westmoreland Municipal Corporation with 6 members to the PNP 5. Miles James and Lawton Mackenzie of the Grange Hill Division in July had resigned from the PNP, which saw them sit as independent members in the corporation. The Criminal Investigation Branch and the management of the Supreme Court have launched an investigation into the circumstances which led to the theft of a gun from the Gun Court Criminal Registry. The semi-automatic pistol was stolen from the registry between July 11 and August 27 of this year. 4 rounds along with one 9mm spent shell casing were also stolen. The firearm and ammunition were exhibits in a case in which an accused man was tried for illegal possession of a firearm and ammunition before the Gun Court, and the matter concluded on July 26 with the acquittal of the accused. Well, they can't find the gun, them have to acquit. And it's understood that the exhibition was placed in a filing cabinet in the office of a court assistant. And on August 25th, investigators contacted the court's office to retrieve the weapon and was informed that it could not be located. Meanwhile, Education Minister Favour Williams is encouraging students to reject the popular fully dunce narrative. In her address during the Custos of Manchester ceremonial reopening of schools, Minister Williams urged students to maintain and develop a habit of striving for academic excellence. Noting that students are the heart and soul of Jamaica's education system and the torchbearer of the country's future, the minister urged them to embrace their potential and embrace your fully brightness. Be proud of passing 15 subjects. Be at the front of the class. Reject dunceness, she charged. There has been public discussion about students carrying backpacks labeled dunce to school, with some commentators urging caution in the normalization of the label. There are also entertainers who are recording songs saying that they are fully dunce as if it is something good. And we know how easy it is for entertainers to be accepted as a role model for children. Psychologist Likim Semaj said that the word dunce has a negative connotation and should not be made to appear otherwise. A man was charged with 2 counts of robbery after reportedly being recorded on video performing 2 robberies in the Ocheria St. Anne on Wednesday. He is Trey Donovan, 24 years old, also known as Tallman and Tittybull from Ocheria's Pimento Walk. Donovan is charged with 2 counts of robbery with aggravation, possession of a restricted weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and the criminal use of a firearm. And it's alleged that on September 3rd and 4th of this year, men armed with weapons went to Milford Road and Great Pond and carried out the robbery. Donovan, who was spotted on security camera, was later arrested and given a caution statement confessing to the offenses according to police, and he was later charged. A 20-year-old man has been charged after a weapon and ammunition were reportedly discovered in his possession on 1st Street, Trenchtown in Kingston on Wednesday. Tavari Faley, also known as Tava 4th Street in the parish, has been charged with unlawful possession of a restricted weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition. According to the Denham Town Police, about 4:50 p.m., lawmen were on patrol in the area when Faley was observed wandering along the street, and his action piqued the officers' interest when they saw him. According to authorities, he was approached searching a 9mm handgun, and a magazine containing 2 9mm rounds were recovered. He was then taken into custody and later prosecuted. A 43-year-old Mason was charged with murder last month after a man was stabbed to death after a quarrel at a tavern in Stony Hill in St. Andrew. Mark Barrett of Erie Castle Road in Stony Hill in the parish is charged. Dead is Brian Morris, 34, a Tyler from the Golden Spring neighborhood of Stony Hill in St. Andrew. According to authorities, Barrett and Morris were in the bar at 11:45 p.m. when they got into an argument. Morris was stabbed many times during the confrontation. He ran from the bar and collapsed along the roadway. The police were then alerted, and upon their arrival, Morris was seen lying on the ground in a pool of blood, and he was transported to hospital where he later died. A 42-year-old woman has been charged after she reportedly stabbed a man to death during an altercation in St. James on Monday. Charged Sharon Thompson, otherwise called Tanisha, of Farmer Heights in Montego Bay in the parish. Dead is 32-year-old Dominic Poyer, otherwise called White Guy of Rhine Park, also in St. James. And reports from the Montego Bay police are that about 7:15 in the morning, Poyer and Thompson had a dispute where a knife was used to inflict stab wounds to Poyer's upper body. He was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. She was arrested and subsequently charged. On to sports, Sha'Carri Richards, Shericka Jackson, and Elaine Thompson will clash this weekend in the Prefontaine Classic in the 100 meters, and it is anybody's guess of the winner as all three are now running sub 11 seconds. As to Elaine, who had a half year under her husband coach, she has now got back to being a speedster since she fired her husband in just under 2 months. I'm of the opinion that she could very well upset both Sha'Carri and Shericka. Don't tell the American news media though, as they all are focusing on Sha'Carri already, as if this race has already been won. On to Manning Cup, there were 3 games yesterday, with Eltham High hammering Greater Portmore High 12-0 in their Manning Cup encounter at Royal Lakes Field on Thursday to secure their second straight victory. Eltham, which got 3 points from Denham Town in their first match, after Denham Town turned up without a match card on Monday, lead Group C with 6 points. Haile Selassie High also moved to 6 points following their 2-0 win over Dunoon Technical, but their second on goal difference. Jonathan Grand Height moved into third spot on 3 points following a 5-2 win over Denham Town. There were also 3 games in the DaCosta Cup, with Lennon edging Claude Mackay 1-0, defending champions Clarendon College making it 2 wins in a row, whipping Kellets High 4-0, while Edwin Allen clapped Thompson Town 3-0. There will be 15 DaCosta Cup games today as the season gets busy. And if you ever miss the news on this radio station, please go to YouTube, type in Jamaican Undiluted News, listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep it going. That's news and sports on your favorite radio station. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.